So what does it really take to land one of the highest paying jobs in America? It's more than just a dream. It's a calculated investment. Today, we're going to break down the demanding paths to the biggest paychecks and, maybe more importantly, the steep price of admission. Let's get right into it.
Let's just start with a number that kind of stops you in your tracks. Almost $500,000 a year. Now that isn't a lottery win. It's the average salary for a highly specialized profession. But earning it? That requires a journey that, frankly, few are willing to take. So, what does that journey actually look like?
You see, the highest salaries aren't just handed out. They are earned. They're the result of years of education, really tough training, and taking on a massive amount of responsibility. And that's the core theme we're going to be exploring today. The huge upfront investment you have to make to get to the top.
It probably won't surprise you that our first stop is the world of medicine. This field absolutely dominates the top of the earnings list, and when you see the path these professionals have to walk, you'll totally get why.
Right at the top of the charts are the specialists. We're talking about the physicians and surgeons who have honed their skills in one particular area of medicine. These are the absolute experts you turn to when things get really complex.
Remember that almost $500,000 salary we mentioned? Well, here it is. It belongs to the average pediatric surgeon. But the number itself isn't the real story here. The real story is what it takes to get there.
The investment is just staggering. We're talking about a decade or even more of training after you finish college. First up is medical school, then a grueling residency that pushes you to your absolute physical and mental limits. And that's often followed by a super specialized fellowship. And get this, even after all that, the learning never, ever stops.
Okay, staying in the medical world, but we're moving over to a really specialized field of dentistry. Meet the oral and maxillofacial surgeons. These are the pros who handle incredibly complex surgeries of the face, mouth, and jaw.
And that kind of expertise comes with a pretty big reward. A mean annual salary of over $360,000. It's just more proof that extreme specialization really does command that top-tier pay.
The path here is just as intense. It kicks off with 4 years of dental school, and then it's followed by a multi-year, hospital-based surgical residency that is notoriously difficult. So once again, the investment is just immense.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit. We're going to move from the operating room to the boardroom. Now, the skills are obviously different, but that core theme of immense responsibility and the paycheck that comes with it, that stays exactly the same. At the very top of a corporation, you've got the chief executive officer, the CEO. This person is responsible for, everything. The company's strategy, its performance, and the livelihood of every single employee. Talk about a high-stakes position.
The average salary is over $250,000. But here's the kicker. That is often just the starting point. For CEOs of major corporations, total pay, when you factor in stock and bonuses, can absolutely skyrocket into the tens of millions. The pay really reflects the weight of their decisions.
Unlike a surgeon, there isn't one single straight line to the corner office. It's really a journey of climbing the corporate ladder, proving your leadership over years, sometimes decades, and then often solidifying all that experience with an advanced degree like an MBA. It's a true marathon of professional growth.
Our next high-earning career also involves ultimate responsibility, but this time it's for hundreds of human lives at 30,000 feet in the air. Yep, we're talking about airline pilots.
With a mean annual salary coming in over $280,000, this career definitely rewards the incredible skill, focus, and calm that it takes to safely command a modern aircraft.
And the price of entry here is steep. On top of a college degree, pilots need hundreds, sometimes thousands, of hours of flight training, which is incredibly expensive. And then they have to pass a whole battery of rigorous certifications from the FAA.
So far, we've looked at pretty established professions. But what about the future? Let's pivot to the cutting edge, the digital frontier, where the next generation of high-paying jobs is being created as we speak.
Welcome to the world of big data and artificial intelligence. Data scientists and AI engineers are on the front lines, literally building the intelligent systems that are fundamentally changing how every single business on the planet operates.
Now, you might notice this salary isn't quite in the same league as a surgeon's, but don't let that fool you. While it's a very strong six-figure income, the real story here isn't about today's salary, it's about tomorrow's demand.
Yeah, sometimes the salary number alone just doesn't tell the whole story. The demand for data scientists is absolutely explosive, which signals massive future potential. And we see this focus on growth in other fields too, like for nurse practitioners, where projected job growth is a staggering 40%. It's a great reminder that high earnings can also be about positioning yourself for what's next.
So we've looked at surgeons, CEOs, pilots, and data scientists. On the surface, they seem completely different, right? But there is one powerful, undeniable thread that connects every single one of them.
It all boils down to one thing: significant investment. That is the true price of the paycheck. It's not just about being smart. It's about the deliberate, long-term commitment to education, the grit to get through incredibly demanding training, and the relentless dedication to becoming a true specialist in your field.
It's a really clear trade-off when you look at it like this. On one side, you've got the prestigious titles, surgeon, CEO, pilot. But on the other side, you've got the price, years of education, decades of experience, immense responsibility, and highly specialized skills. There are just no shortcuts to the top.
So the path to a top salary isn't some big secret. It's a pretty clear blueprint of investment and sacrifice. And that leaves us with one final and very personal question. Is that investment worth it for you?